Hello, I've got 3 gold Omega constellations to show you. This one, this one, and this one. And they're each a little bit different, and they each have their charms. They all have their charms, they're all fantastic. Just thought it'd be nice to show you them all and have a look at the differences and the details and go through them. Now, I shall say right at the beginning, I'm not an expert. This is not an educational video or an instructional video. This is just a little look at 3 fantastic vintage Omegas from the 1960s. Now, it's very reflecty. They're very reflecty watches, shiny gold. And can you see that even the camera wants to focus on those 2 in the background. But let's have a look at this one. Now, this one is really fantastic. This is solid gold, so it's 18 karat gold with this beautiful gold linen dial. The indices, simple indices. At the bottom we've got, let's see if we can see it nicely there, Swiss made. At the base there beneath the 6. Above that I've got that nice 3-dimensional star, and above that the lovely writing of Constellation. And then the handset, you get different handsets on these constellations. This is the black handset. You sometimes get some loomed ones, I think. If we just fast forward briefly to this one, you can see the handset is different. It's got a bit of loom at the tips. This one here is all black hands. And then the main writing at the top. Let's get this nicely focused so we can have a good read together. We've got the Omega logo, which is a 3-dimensional logo, and the word Omega, which is obviously part of the logo as well, and that's 3-dimensional. And then writing printed, automatic chronometer, officially certified. So it's in its day, in its heyday, this was one of the most accurate watches, and it was lauded as such, and they were very proud of it. And it was something to do with the observatory in oh man, I don't know all the details, but you know, this stuff you can look up on Google and read all about it. The history of the Omega Constellation. I mean, I do roughly know, but I don't want to try and be authoritative because I just don't know enough about it. We're just looking at it. Over here we've got this lovely signed crown with the Omega logo, nicely ridged crown, gold, so you can grab it easily. So pop that out to the first click to change the time, and to change the date is a cool feature. So I'm just going to wind that all the way through so that the hands are well out of the way. Down there, and then we're going to change the date. So to do that, you just pop the crown out, push it back in, pop it out, push it back in, pop it back out. So that's cool. This case is the C-Case, they call it, and it's not called that because it resembles the letter C. It's because it's the 3rd shape in the constellation design of the constellation designs. There's A, B and C, so this is the C shape, the 3rd one. Constellation, these are nicknamed Connies, so this is a beautiful solid gold Connie. Lovely swooping shape to the case there, nice plexi, domed plexi. And can you see, let's see if we can make out the little Omega logo. There it is. Can you see the little Omega logo in the centre there on the plexi there? It's actually underneath. It's on the inside of the plexi, so it doesn't wear off if you were to buff up the plexiglass. Let's flip it over and have a look underneath. Now we've got this fantastic case back, no writing, it's all solid gold, and got the cool observatory logo there with the stars, hence the constellation name. Really nice. Now on this one, we've got this fantastic solid gold mesh bracelet, Omega, genuine Omega 1. And it's really quite something. Let's see if there's any writing on the inside. Now it's a little bit on the grubby side, this watch. I haven't touched it, cleaned it or anything yet. I've just got it as it is. Pretty glorious though, and it's heavy. It's got some definite weight to it. I'm going to show you it on my 7.5-inch wrist. So it's a 36mm watch. No, it's not. It's just under. I think it's 35. And that is pretty snazzy, pretty nice. Okay, so that's that one. Now in there is the 564 movement. It's regarded as one of the greatest movements in the history of watchmaking. Super reliable, long power reserve. It's just beautiful. We'll have a look at that in a sec. Let's have a look at this one now. Oh, sorry, I should have said whilst we were looking at this one, it's got this fluted bezel. Can you see? Again, I apologise for the grubbiness. I haven't cleaned it yet. Slightly fluted bezel, a little coin, a very fine ridge. Oh, I can't think of the word. Very fine little. I can't even focus on it. Can we focus? Oh, well, no. There. Can you see it? Can you see it? There. Little fine ridges all the way along around that little bezel. I think that's called fluting. So that's got that. Let's have a look at this one. So, very similar, except the dial. Okay, so if we look at side by side, kind of similar, but this one here has a little bit more depth to the linen texture. And what is very significant about this one is what it says, what it has written at the bottom, which I'm going to focus on. OM, Swiss made, OM. Now OM stands for Or Massif. So Or is gold in French and Massif is solid. So it's a solid gold dial. So not only is it a solid gold case and a solid gold case back, but also a solid gold dial. So this is a bit of a special piece. So let's get the hands out of the way so we can see what's going on. Let me pop those down there so we can see stuff. I'll get them out of the way of the constellation ring because that's nice to see as well, isn't it? So let's have a good look. I apologise for the focus. It's very tricky because everything's so shiny and glittery and it's really reflecting all the lights, isn't it? But hopefully you get to see all the nice details. So the window, the date window there, nicely framed with gold frame there. The date wheel is sort of cream gold background, creamy gold. It's the same. It was the same on the other one. Sort of a creamy gold, quite discreet. It's not white, but it's black on sort of creamy gold. Again, I'm going to hit the focus right. It's a tricky little fella. Nice constellation writing with the 3D star underneath it. The Omega logo up the top in 3D stuck to the gold dial, and then the writing automatic chronometer officially certified. And that linen dial is just something else, isn't it? I mean, there in that light it's got a silveriness to it. Give it a little bit more warmth of light and it glitters in gold. That's really something. The handset, again, similar to the other one, the black, this camera does not want to focus today, black handset, gold second hand, really easy to read and stylish at the same time. So this gold C-Case, slightly cleaner than the other one. Again, let's see if we can see this little fluted, very, very finely fluted bezel there. Just about make out as I tilt it in the light. Can you see? Really nice catches. So the advantage of that little fluting, I think that's what that ridginess is called. is that it catches the light. It just catches so there's so much surface area to it to catch light. It's beautiful. Again, the same sweeping lugs, same acrylic crystal there. Now let's see if we can catch the little Omega logo. Oh, hang on, what just stopped? These have just been sitting waiting to be in the limelight, so they haven't been wound yet or worn for a while. Well, I can't see it. There we go. Can we see it? It is there. We can't make it out on this one. Can you see it? Difficult to make out. Let's go around the back, and we've got the same observatory logo on the back. This one is a bit crisper than the other one. Now, these being made of actual gold, you wear them on the wrist and that'll wear smooth. But that's okay. This one's got a little bit more detail. You can really make out the observatory and all the stars. Now this one I've prepared earlier. I've loosened the case back and we're going to have a look at the movement. So as I said earlier, these two solid gold ones are the famous 5-6-4 movement, and that's what one of those looks like. And it's copper, it's not gold. The colour is golden, isn't it? But it's copper coating, or made of copper, I'm not sure. There you go, 5-6-4. Beautiful, just a glorious movement. Really, really pretty, but also incredibly functional and reliable. I'm told easy to work on, and that's just a classic. That's such a beautiful movement. So that's the 5-6-4, and the case back has got the gold stamp and stuff. Really nice. Now I'm going to try and put that back on, but putting case backs on is not my forte. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. Right, the third Connie to look at is this one. Now, a little bit different. The other two are solid gold. This is gold capped. And what is gold capped? Well, it's got a big chunk of gold melted onto it. So it's sort of dipped into a big chunk of gold, sort of laid on top of it. The rest, it's stainless steel. It's steel, so it's gold on steel. So you've got gold coated, gold plated, I should say, in terms of hierarchy. Gold plated, gold capped, solid gold, and then the various different weights of gold: 14 carat, 18 carat. These two are 18 carat. You can't get fancier than those. And that one with the gold dial, holy moly, that's the business. Oh, I wish I could get that case back on a bit. There we go. This one gold capped. So a little bit less depth to the gold if we put them side by side. Yeah, definitely. This is really gold. This is just a paler gold. But the difference with this one is, well, there's several differences. Lots of differences. Linen dial, a white linen dial. There's no gold dial going on, so that's a big difference. And then the other thing is the date. It's got a date and the day. So this in here has the 751 Omega movement, which is basically the 5-6-4, but adapted slightly to have a day wheel. I think it might have some other slight modifications that I'm not familiar with, because as I said, I'm not an expert. I just like these things. The same shaped case, the fluting thing here much less refined or smooth or fine, shall we say. Similar sort of idea. I think this one is probably younger than these ones. And then the handset is slightly different from the previous two that we've looked at. It's got a little bit of loom at the tips. Can you see? It doesn't actually hold any loom anymore, but in its day it would have had some loom. Same star, 3-dimensional star constellation. The Omega logo there, 3-dimensional, and then the writing automatic chronometer, officially certified. And then down the bottom, now this is slightly different from the other one. It says Swiss made, but can you see it's sort of, there's a step. So the dial reaches to the edge of the indices and then sort of steps down. We didn't see that on the other ones. The other ones, the dial seems to reach all the way to the edge of the inside of the watch, whereas on this one it steps down. Anyway, slight variation. Same signed crown. It does the same thing for the date. The day is not quick set, so you have to just wind it round and round and round to get the day. So that's a slight inconvenience, but not too much trouble. And then if we keep going around the back, this one has a gold medallion in the centre of a steel case back because it's gold capped, and you can see the back of the watch is steel there. And the observatory logo and its stars has evolved slightly, so you can see there's a difference. So that sets them apart. I think it's an age thing. This one at the bottom being newer than that one, and the constellation, the observatory logo got a bit more detail. See the stars are slightly smooth on this one, so that's been worn a little bit. So this one has an Omega brick bracelet. This is the 1040 Omega bracelet with the 518 lug ends here that are for this watch, and it's the brick style bracelet. Can you see it's sort of got a brick wall style to it, and it's gold plated. You can see it's steel underneath, and then let's have a look. It's got some writing in it. It does have some writing in it. There it is. Let's see what the writing says. Upside down, that doesn't help, does it? Right, what does it say? So it says number 12, gold plated, 20 microns, and stainless steel, 1040 Omega. So that's the clasp. It's a pretty, and the clasp is got a slight sort of fine grain to it. It's not a fancy bracelet in any way, other than it being gold plated. But in those days, that was a nice bracelet. You know, these days, that would not really pass muster. I mean, it's kind of similar in feel to a Casio bracelet, I'm kind of loath to say, but obviously it's got a bit of cachet to it. Now let's have a look. I've loosened the case back, so let's have a look at the 751 movement. Now, as far as I understand, it's essentially the 564 with a few modifications. So there we go, 751, and it's got that copper colour to it. Omega watch company, Swiss, all the lovely glittery things, jewels and stuff. Ticking away, it's nice. So that's the 751 movement, and if you can remember the 564 from a few minutes ago, it doesn't look too different, does it? Similarly, I am struggling to put the case back on, just by hand. There we go, that's sort of on, that'll do. And there we go, so I'll put this one on, and you can see that one on my wrist. Oh, there we go. And there we go. That is a trio of Connies. Which is your favourite? They're all pretty good, aren't they, in their own special way? So on the one on the left, 751. The two on the right, 564s. The one on the right has this gold Omega mesh bracelet. The one in the centre has the Or Massif, the solid gold dial. They've each got their own thing going on, haven't they? Difficult to choose. Anyway, that's not the point, is it? We don't need to choose. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at these with me. And yeah, pretty snazzy, huh? I like them. Have a look around my channel, see if there are any other watch reviews that take your fancy. I also do knives and EDC, that might be of interest to you. Leave a comment below. Click like, that would be nice. Subscribe, that would be fantastic as well. And there we are. I really appreciate you having stuck with me through this slightly rambling little video about these 3 remarkable watches. I do hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.